from that agitation.
Sorry, continue.
Oh, it's okay. No, we went from that agitation stage because there were people arguing to people starting to kind of try and push out and push that more positive energy out. So there is this back and forth, this balancing that's happening. Not quite completely there yet. We got a long way to go, and that's okay. But I really do feel like what we're doing is creating a difference.
I do too, for sure.
I have not met Daniel
I
yet.
have not either. Hi. Daniel, can you introduce yourself, please?
1 second. Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
I'm friends with Big Papa Samoa. You guys know. I think you guys know of him. He's a little bit of a bigger dude with a smile on his face all the time. He told me about what you guys were doing and asked if I could, if I wanted to come and sit in and just hear what you guys were all about, if that's okay.
Awesome. So you're talking about Torito Keone?
Yes.
Awesome. Beautiful.
I think he's on his way, or I think he's making one tonight. But yeah, if you don't mind.
Beautiful.
Daniel, may I ask what it is that you specialize in?
So I'm not quite. I saw the list of the 8 spirit guides, and I'm not 100% sure which one I would fall under. I work in a festival and event coordination in the Upper East Coast, but I also work as a staff coordinator for Gaia's Hideout down in Florida. If you guys have heard of them, they're a spiritual community down there. Let's see if I can.
No, but I'm gonna write that down.
Right?
I need to know.
So if any of you guys have Instagrams, I could send you like what their itineraries are for festivals. Let me see if I can pull up their.
Yeah, I'll put mine in. I'll put my Insta. If you guys want, put your Instagram in the chat box. Do you also have Facebook? Because we have a group that we would love to have you post things in.
Yes, my name Daniel Lawless, also on Facebook.
Okay, great. We'll add you to that.
I'm trying to find.
Because our group is Collective Creation.
Mhm.
And we'd love to. I'll see if I can get that on here so everybody can just. So here's my Instagram.
Have you guys done any work with the Metamakers group in the Upper East Coast at all?
No, but see, you've got some connections for us, and that's wonderful. We want to connect to other groups.
Yeah, they're they're the group where I usually set space for Hape with up here, and I'm trying to see if I can find the itinerary. So like their activities that they'll have, it's a music festival, but it's more focused on the workshops. They have like yin chakra sound bath, resonant incense, ritual and sigil magic, creating with purpose, integrated healing, emotion freedom tapping, healing the mother wounds, understanding masculine, feminine energies. Just like, yeah, I think it's a very cool little festival.
Awesome. Thank you. So we'll share the Facebook page is a good place to share that information so that it's kind of for everybody. And Shannon,
the link.
put the link to the Facebook page in the chat. So I'm gonna have my friend Kate introduce herself as well. And then I'll handing it over to Shannon or Sandy, whoever is guided to start. So welcome, Kate. Happy to see you, sister. So are you where in the world are you right now? Where do you live?
Right now I'm in Bacalar, Mexico, which is, I don't know if you're familiar, but it's like almost to the border. I have a grumpy cat of Belize.
Nice.
But I'm moving to Playa del Carmen next week.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
Bacalar is one place I haven't gone to yet, but have you been to Holbox?
Not yet. That's
fantastic energy there.
Yeah, Bacalar is so magical, like it's crazy. It's they call it the Maldives of Mexico. The water is just so crazy beautiful. So if you guys ever are here, I highly recommend it.
So if you wouldn't mind, Kate, I sent you that little invite of the 12 qualities of light worker. Did you
Oh,
do
did you
that?
send me that
Yeah,
messenger? I don't,
thought I did.
I don't, I got the group and then like the Zoom. I don't know. Am I supposed to be doing something?
No. I'm just curious for the group, like what your, so these are the 12 unifiers, grid workers or gatekeepers, divine light or light workers, light language, light code, probably emotion code I think is in there. Transmuters, or actually transmuters would be your emotion code, I think. Healers, blueprint holders, dreamers, so lucid dreamers or vision, messengers, manifestors, attention guides, or way showers. Did any of that speak to you, or would you mind sharing a little bit more about what you do? Because I know you're in that world already, but
Yes. I can't remember and everything that you said, but like divine light, I mean I've been channeling for I don't know how many years now, but like using the Akashic records, but then I've opened it up to now I'm working with the Syrian Council of Light and just basically everyone. Shoot, I can't remember the things that is Daniel posting like what they are, this listing, this fireflies, or is that something
no,
else?
that's something
I
else.
am.
Okay, sorry.
I messaged the three images I just messaged in was their flyer of their activities. The chat.
Okay.
Please
Yeah,
click.
no worries. I was just trying to recall the other names that you said. Sorry, Julie. I can't remember what they are, but I mean, basically I do healing, coaching, I do sound healing work, and I'm a channel and a light worker, and I'm here to help humanity get out of this shithole that we're in right now.
We're in the right place then.
And we'll actually, as we do this, we'll definitely probably tap into what your guides or your energy is best aligned with.
Okay.
So then another friend showing up today. So I think I told you guys that I, because of my cat, I had to sell my ticket to the festival last weekend, to Summer Camp Music Festival. Sean, my soul brother, bought my ticket and we started talking about it. He's like, yeah, well, yeah. He started talking light language to me. We're both, got that we're both mediumship and all of that. So, so he's joined us today as well. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for knocking in the other dimension, because I was totally on the call with the girl that I was hanging out with all this past weekend, so it worked.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like what you just said. Thank you for knocking in the other dimension. I think that's fantastic.
Well, it is the truth, so hey.
So Sean, I know that you said, she said you do light language. What else is it? What are you drawn to?
Let's see, light language, energy healing, a variety of modalities that I've been guided to go and do. Most recently, one of the ones that I started the process of remembering has been, hold on, had it, and then it was just like, phew. Come on, words, thoughts, things. I want to say that it's like the Brazilian technique. I gotta go and look up the lady. Hold on. Because I just recently wound up doing a group healing session with her, and I had watched an interview with her on Gaia, and almost immediately, not only did the modality resonate with me, but I started having the ability to just kind of instantly freaking do it. And I was like, oh, nice. Something silvers. Is it crystal silvers? Oh no. Please hold.
You can maybe come back with it when you find it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I like usually seeing things through to completion.
I like that.
Candace Silvers. I don't know if anyone here has heard of her, but she uses this specific technique that she ended up Balinese healing technique. That is what I was trying to remember. There we go. Cool. And that basically ends up utilizing different phrases in light language that you can basically use to go and invoke the energy. And then it's like utilizing a certain breathing technique to completely and totally eradicate disease from someone's system. So there's actually no evidence of disease. Between that and also it utilizes a little bit similar to craniosacral therapy, where you end up going and placing pressure in one spot and it ends up connecting with another spot in a different portion of the body. So that's the most recent like energy healing modality that I've been diving into. And then on the sound healing version of things, I've been dabbling more into, like, I ended up unlocking a new ability between the last 2 music festivals out in the field, where I'm starting to like remember how to play music with like my eyes closed on beat. And between like hang drums, tuning forks, chimes, singing bowls, drums, piano even, it's all starting to flow back and come back to me as all the walls start coming down, as they have been for the last few years. I also work very heavily with crystals. In another dimension, I definitely am known apparently as the Crystal King, or so it was told to me in a reading, and it resonated, so I'm not knocking it. And basically doing a whole bunch of grid working all across the world.
That's what it is.
We found our grid worker. Another grid worker.
Definitely beyond just like grid working too. It's been planting a hell of a lot of seeds for people and just helping shine the light, be the pillar of the light, anchor that energy down myself and into the world. And just you know, in the face of chaos, not losing that sense of self, staying as grounded and centered, anchored as possible as we all navigate through all the sludge. I like to think of it as we're either the Swiffer dust pads of the human race, where we're essentially just going and picking up things that people don't necessarily know how to go and clear, transmute, dispel on their own. And we basically assist in going and transmuting that for the benefit of all, just by our naturally awesome selves. Another way of looking at it that resonated with me was being the debuggers of reality. So wherever we end up seeing something that we would like to essentially change, by being the change, it just kind of works itself out.
Beautiful.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you so much. So part of why I had invited Sean today. So a lot of what we've been doing in this group is inviting and connecting with the higher selves of other light workers, like a kind of tapping into this grid, which others will talk more about. And so Sean just came from this music festival, and his text to me this morning was, it was fun, but there was also a significant amount of lower vibrational fear-based energy there, which was successfully navigated. So he's doing what we're doing, it was doing in the field last weekend in a massive crowd. I have goosebumps just saying that. So it's all like, it's all working together.
I mean, quick question.
I'm gonna hand it over because it's 11:16 now. So we do have some work that we do within the call. That's why we're getting together. So thank you all the new people that joined today. Thank you for accepting the invitation and being here. And I'm handing it over to Shannon.
So before we start, Kathy and I had a conversation yesterday, and she shared something so beautiful that I really wanted her to share it with the group before we begin. So Kathy, would you like to share what you shared with me?
Sure. So I'm a grid keeper, and as we've been working, I go into the grid every time. And I blew in a couple of meetings ago, blew in the liquid crystal. So the liquid crystal is covering the grid, and the crystal went around the grid. It doesn't cover the inside, it covers everything. It was like, for lack of a better term, it was like a mold growing on the grid. So the grid is covered. And we also talked about the infinity symbol. So the infinity symbol fits in the grid. And between the infinity symbol and the grid, both expand and contract with each other. So the next vision I got was everybody on this meeting, and anybody who joins the meeting in the future or has been in a meeting in the past always has a seat at the table that is the infinity symbol.
Uh-huh.
And there's always seats there for others who join us from other parts of the world. The seats may not be empty, but anyway, just to give you an idea, the seats are there for others who are doing the same kind of work that we are. So for instance, yesterday, I do a technique with Psych-K. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of that. I do emotion code as well, but I don't think it's the emotion code people have been talking about. The one that I do is the one that was devised by Bradley Nelson. But anyway, so when we are working in these meetings, I am in the grid and I look at the things that are being said or listen to the things that are being said and realize that all of consciousness, all of humanity is faced with confusion. That's what I picked up from yesterday. So what I do is I do within the parameters of Psych-K, and it's all permission based. So I ask permission first before doing things with balancing things so that those statements become true. So for instance, confusion. So what would the positive aspect of confusion be? I see my direction clearly and am empowered in my path forward. So I put that in the grid. I balance it for myself, and then I put that out into the grid. The other part of Psych-K, which is absolutely amazing, is surrogation. I can surrogate a group. It's the group consciousness. And if there's confusion within the group or there's some, let's see, if you want to balance for awakening, we can do that as a group. And again, when I become the surrogate for the group, everything is permission based. And if permission is not given, I don't go there. So we do another workaround. Maybe there's something else that needs to be worked on before we talk about awakening. But anyway, that's what I do. And I think for the group, it would be an interesting experiment for me to surrogate the group and take a couple of statements, make positive statements, and then balance that for the group to see how it works. I don't know if anybody's interested in that, but it would certainly maybe zoom us along, maybe kind of fast track us forward as far as our work within this group. So I just offer that.
And what would the statements be? Just so that we're clear on what we're surrogating into the group.
Well, that would depend on the group. For instance, yesterday, confusion, the word confusion came up. So for me, I had to ask, I balanced, I muscle tested a statement that said, I see my, let's see how it, I see my direction is clear and I am empowered in my future. So I muscle tested that. It's strong for me. I don't know if it's strong for the group.
Well,
So
I
what I
just,
did with that statement is I put it into the grid, not for me, but for everybody, so everybody can pick it up.
I want to resonate on what Kathy said there, because I was talking with Sandy this morning, and she asked me for a definition of sovereignty. And the definition that came to me was the awareness to view the available options and then the power to choose that which is right for you, which feels like exactly what you just said.
Callum, that
Yeah,
was a
so the
very good
group-
answer.
So the group chooses what they want. I don't choose it.
Mm.
I only choose for myself.
So is there something in the group that may be still kind of hindering us or still be kind of weighing on us that we would like to transmute and have Kathy kind of surrogate with us, but also into the grid? Because what we're going through, thank goodness we're in a little bit more of the meta rather than the sludge. But for those who are still going through it, facing losing their jobs, facing dissonance with their friends and family, when we give solution or resolution to what we are experiencing, then we can put that into the grid, because we know that if we are in the meta and we're still experiencing some of this stuff on some sort of level, imagine those who are in the sludge, who are actually living it every single day.
Mm.
So is there something that's still burdening people? Still,
So
still
for
like-
me, for sure, it's the dissonance between friends and family. Like it honestly, like the way I want to phrase it, breaks my fucking heart. Like my heart hurts with this, that it's like people I love and they're fighting, and there's like, there's things happening for me. Like my mom doesn't even know that I was a victim of identity theft protection. Like I haven't even told her that. And that's something that I would like contact my mom first, but it's like, there's now this thing of like, I don't know that I can tell her everything, or, so that it's the separation from each other, the separation of source, the separation, the illusion that we are not one. That's really prevalent, I feel.
Jules, I'm right there with you. My mom and I have been really close, extremely close. And I've noticed when I've spoken to her the past couple times, it's been really kind of distant. And it's not for choice of mine. And we have some things we don't agree on, but I don't know that that's it. I think it's the energy of division that you're talking about, that it's you may not even be angry at somebody, you may not have had even an argument, but it's that energy of pulling people away from each other. So I would agree. Yes, Sandy.
I would just want to give the invitation when in the discussion of sovereignty. So Callum and I were really discussing that this morning, and in light of the discussion we had yesterday. So part of sovereignty is simply stating who you are, and looking at all of those different pathways that we can choose from. What we're doing is we're demonstrating, we're leading, we're simply showing one potential doorway from which people can choose. And if we can stand in our sovereignty and relinquish any emotion of judgment, of I need to save them, of rescuing, of whatever, and just it's simply just being in that power, not to incite an argument or a discussion. There's no other agenda other than simply being that frequency. And to me, that is what opens up the different pathways. So people need to choose on their own. And if they can simply see the different pathways and choices they can make, then they can make their own decision. And whatever they choose is totally fine. We're all going to get there, right? But that's what Callum and I were really discussing, is my path might look very different than somebody else's. But for this group, what we're doing is we're working on the collective timeline and bringing that timeline to the highest resonance possible. And as each individual shines their light, we're not trying to necessarily change anybody or expose anything, but simply be that highest vibration as an invitation to a possible path. And if they see it, then they at least know the different options. So what we were wrestling this morning was, how do you claim to be a sovereign being when you don't even know what choices are out there, right? And so that's where our awareness comes in. So you can see all of these different options to choose from. And wherever you are, wherever your consciousness is, that's where you're going to go. And if you go over here, it's totally fine, right? And we're going to feel that. We're going to feel that as the leaders, as the way showers. But I invite everybody to let that go. So wherever people fall in the spectrum, it's okay. That's where their consciousness is guiding them. And we can maintain our highest vibration and our feelings of peace when we can let go of the ego, the attachment, and the expectation, and simply be. Anyway.
I just blew peace and protection into the space. And again, forgiveness, because forgiveness keeps wanting to come out.
But the more we can let go of those distractions of the struggle and be in our power, that's where our strength lies. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. That's
So
all.
I'm hearing division, distractions, dissonance. And I do want to add this in because I do know that there are some in this group who actually have physical pain. So we also, because that can be a big weight. So we also want to do something, Kathy, for those who are experiencing physical pain.
Yes.
I did get a guidance earlier that we need to work on the cell today. So I will definitely
You
go
kind
into
of,
that later. I just
you-
wanted to kind of put that out
and
there.
you kind of spotted out. You said
but-
you want to work on the cell, and then we didn't hear what you said.
Oh
Like-
yeah, that I got guidance today that I've been guided that we can work on our cells today. But I wanna honor Kathy in what she would like to create for us. So definitely we want to do physical health. And then we also have division and dissonance and distraction. And then offering the options and just kind of opening people's eyes to the options that are available and offering sovereignty. Am I correct with that, Sandy? Okay. How does that sound for everybody?
Good.
I just want to add one last thing. We mentioned liquid crystal. That's something that we've been working with for a while. You can later go back and watch videos to kind of like as it's introduced, and but it will probably be introduced at some point in the call today, and you'll just to receive it. It's really, really powerful tool.
Why
Okay,
don't we
so-
get started?
Yes. So Kathy, are you able to do that? Do you need us to participate in that, or can you work on that while we're working on something else?
I'll create the positive, if you want to give me some positive statements around distraction, dissonance, and physical health. To create the positive of what you want rather than the negative.
Okay.
What is the outcome?
So
Of dissonance.
around, oh, sorry. So what you said something about physical pain or health. So I'm going to use a Steve Noble. I embrace optimum health and well-being multidimensionally.
And I would even add, and this would be for a lot of other things, and resolution to any energies that are of lower vibration that are still holding on to my consciousness. And what I mean by that is for any traumas, any old feelings, any old pains, any old things that are still sticking around that are creating physical pain, that are creating the dissonance, the triggers, all of that they be resolved easily and effortlessly.
And I would like to add, when we make that intention to expand from not only our 3D self, but encompassing all of our higher selves, all of our past lives, everything that's going on, broaden that to include that, because there's inconsistencies and issues in the other selves as well. So we want to look at our entire I am presence. So if we can declare that I am my I am presence, So you can bring in all of those aspects of yourself for the healing and resolution, not limited just to your 3D perception of reality, but opening up to your entire multidimensional self for a massive quantum level healing on all dimensional realities.
Okay.
I'm also playing in the background Microplasma Mega Healing. This is something that was sent to me the other day, and it really connects me immediately to liquid crystal as well. So it's just going to be playing underneath in the background.
Awesome. So while we're working on this, we've got to come back to our, and Ashika has so wonderfully put it together, but we have to come back to our what was it that you called it, Ashika? When we're coming to our state of being.
Oh, when I was the access points,
Access point.
our energy access point. Is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay.
And since we have new people today, we want to share that energy access point with them. Ashika, would you mind walking us through that? Would that be okay?
Sure. Hold on.
So everyone just kind of get into your space.
So each day we've been coming together, accessing the most potent energy that we created previous day to anchor us in that and beyond what is next for us. We have seen to be developing the next point in the now moment. So I'll bring you all to the energy of the access point with. Are we going to do the 3 layers of the earth, the elements, or are we just going to do the field? Which one?
Let's do the fields.
Okay. So the idea is to physically, this is what was created, but our physical anchoring it in our 3D is to basically create the energy of opening up and bringing around all the energy. We're physically bringing it through our toroidal field. And we're also going in every direction. It's kind of like you began to envision every movement and the energy flowing. So we're doing this, visualize it as like the flower of life. Is that what we said? The flower of life, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so visualize it in that way. And then just push the energy, move the energy through so it can flow. And we can anchor in the now, contain that. We can move this beyond whatever this will create. So that's essentially what we're doing, just doing. And bringing that through and allowing that space, heart, bringing it all in. If anyone else to add to that, feel free, but that's what I have at the moment.
Well, one thing Sandy said so lovely this morning was as we push out positivity or lessons even to the world around us, it comes back into our field. And so that's kind of a built-in integrity or accountability to what we're putting out into the world.
Yes.
And then what were the layers, Ashika? You had stated it so amazingly in the layers that we have created.
Oh, on the first day, we created the access point, and that was just like a shield, like a field of energy we placed around the earth. It was like then the next day, we took that energy and floated. Everything has been coming from the heart. So that grid that was anchored came from the heart. Everything is anchored and coming from the heart space. And the second day we went into the across our heart. We just played with that in all directions, but it was this way. And the next day, told to open up the back side of our heart energy and open that up all the way through with the infinity. The third day, we then, is that when we did this one? I think that was the toroidal field one.
Yep.
And
Yes.
then,
The back door.
the back door, open up the doing something that was key to just bring it all around us. And what's on now, I don't even know.
So there's the balancing of divine feminine and divine masculine that has shown up a couple times. There yesterday was the I am presence, I am collective, that it really was
Oh, and that's the elements. Yes. Okay.
yes. And then the elements were yesterday. We also
Yeah.
did the 4 quadrants of the heart.
Oh yeah, the
was-
heart. That was day 4. There you go. Quad the 4 heart.
And then there was the cylinder of connecting to source in the central sun, and then all the way down to the crystalline core of the earth. And it surrounds what used to be known as our chakras, but they're now becoming like one. It is one energy. It is no longer like separate. And that's part of the ascension, transition. I don't really know what to call it, but that message has been coming in from a lot of different places.
But I really want us to refocus on Kathy's message for us, because she gave
Yes,
us clear direction for today, which again is,
Thank you.
know, each of us are sitting at this infinity, like a round table, but it's an infinity table. And that's when we each choose our own sovereignty and encourage others to choose that as well. And then we gain seat at this collective table. Am I correct? Not am I correct, right? So
Yes.
So how are we focusing in on that today? How are we adding to that dimension, Shannon?
My feeling is that, and it keep coming back to the cells, right? It's for some reason I keep coming back to the cells, and it has to do with, we had talked about our 3D bodies being in unison with our spiritual selves, right? Because our 3D bodies have its own consciousness. And if we can bring that all together and create that unison, and because our cells vibrate, that's the only reason that we are solid. But we have all of these cells in our body, and each cell has a sender and receiver. And if we think about our organs, each part of our organ, or each organ, has its own consciousness, has its own energy field. I mean, it responds to different megahertz. And so if we were to look at all of this vastness, at the center of it all is the cell. And for us to clear that cell, to unify ourselves with our spiritual self, and so that the 3D body works in unison with our spirit, rather than this battle of the body says this and the spirit says this, and there is a battle. We must unify that battle, if that makes sense. So when we we're not quite at that high energy space yet, so I want to get us there as best as we can. So if we can kind of call in, like Sandy says, call in our team, call in our higher selves. Let's begin that process of just releasing any of the heavinesses of our 3D bodies, and just kind of going into that meta stage. And if anybody has any guidance on getting there, then I'm definitely open to hearing it.
I would love to hear from one of the new people that have joined the call, not to put you on the spot, but I love hearing different ways and pathways of opening up. I'm all connected. I did that on my own. I didn't want to slow everybody down, but I would love to hear from one of the new people if you feel comfortable. I think we all learn from each other, and sometimes we bring in other aspects that we may not have considered. So does anybody feel comfortable in leading us? Kate, do you feel comfortable? Sean, do you feel comfortable?
Am
I
I
putting
I'm still figuring this all out, to be honest with you. So
Okay.
I
I don't mean
don't
to
mean to put you on. I can try next time.
Sean? Sean, all right, take it away, bud. Bring us to your happy space. And by all means, if he misses something that you want to add in, do it. I've already called in all my dragons. I've already called in the Galactic Federation. I want to hear what.
Currently, I'm
Bye.
playing Dea Dova at the Golden Chalice in the background. I'm getting ready to use the bathroom, honestly.
Daniel had something to say too.
Yes.
So Sean, if you have to use the bathroom, then we can have Daniel.
Let's let that take care of itself. Yeah.
So, hi, I'm Daniel. For anyone who wasn't in the chat when I came in, I know Sean also through festivals. I guess now I see from sitting here, I see myself as a unifier, and that I work within the festival community, basically trying to teach people how to fall in love with people again. It's one of the hardest things when you hear that from somebody else who you've made a connection with, that they find that new connection with you so special because they have trouble in their own lives connecting with other people. And like, that's kind of a harder thing to like go through over and over again, but it's also something you kind of do when you like love the end result and you see what it does for them and like what it adds. So I'm trying to think of like,
I just want to bring in your higher self and your guides and your team. That's what I'm looking for. You ready?
What do you mean? I didn't
Are
hear
you ready? We need to get to work.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be pushy, but we need to get to work.
Oh,
So you may not understand what I'm asking you. Okay, can I just grab the reins here? Can I just go? All right. At this time, everyone, please connect with your higher self. And if you're connected with your higher self on multiple realities, please do that now. Please proclaim that you are your I am presence. So I am my I am presence. And you may feel that in your body in many different directions. I want you to feel the omnidirectional presence of you with your multidimensional selves. If you haven't already, please call in your team of highest resonance. Please call in your team. Please call in your main guides, however that may feel for you. Please feel that connection and ask them for the support to guide us in this journey, in this group gathering that we have. I would like to call in all of the archangels that work with us so closely. Please call in the ones you have a personal relationship with. I have a personal relationship with Archangel Raguel, with Archangel Sophia, with Archangel Metatron, with Archangel Azrael, with Archangel Sandalphon, with all the different levels.
Calling everybody in.
Calling everybody, calling in all of the ascended masters. Pick the favorite one that you resonate with. I call in Yeshua. I call in Mary Magdalene. I call in Saint Germain. I call in Isis. Please support us in all different ways. I call in the Galactic Federation. I call in all of our star seed roots, all of our associated, and I call in the Galactic Council that the blueprints passed down can get implemented and activated, and we can find balance within the grid point using all of our skills and talents. I call in my Lemurian brothers and sisters. I call in the dragons. Please provide protection for every member on this call, working above, below, and all around. Feel their protection, feel their safety as we delve into the inner work for the collective, for all of mankind. I choose the timeline of my highest resonance. I choose the artistic collective to solidify the timeline of the highest resonance for all of mankind at this time. May we all be in our sovereign power and make choices appropriate for our level of consciousness, but may we all be aware of the options presented before us and make our choice.
Yep.
That's what I meant. Okay, how are we feeling? We ready?
Really great.
Okay. All right, Shannon, what do we got? What's our agenda? The cells?
Yes, but we do need to calm the energy for a minute, right? Because the energy is a little bit too, in what I'm feeling is it's almost like a pressure cooker, right? So let's just let the energy flow a little bit. Let's move, let's go into the flow of the divine flow, the divine energy. Let's just go into that flow just for a minute.
And we also unify within all. So
Ground noise.
Yeah, whoever's got the back. So we also need to connect within our call.
So I like to just look at the Zoom squares, connect with the person to the right, connect to the person on the left, connect to the person on the top, connect to the person on the bottom. And you should feel that circle, and we can electrify that circle and raise each other's vibration so that we're in a unified field. That feels much better.
And let's
That
just
feels
tap
way
into that flow. Tap into that. Imagine you're in a golden river. And in that golden river, you're just flowing with it. So I want you guys just to imagine yourselves lying in a golden river and just going with the flow, allowing for the water to cleanse you. And that in this flow, you are tapped into every aspect of the divine. Anything that weighs on you, anything that is anchoring you, anything that is heavy on you is now being rinsed away. Whatever pressures you have, whatever is left in the 3D, rinse it away. Open
I
your
would
hand
like
and
to
let it wash through your hands. As it flows through your skin, you'll notice it begins to flow through each and every pore. Let it clear out those pores. Anything that is heavy in those pores, just let it flow right out. Remembering to breathe. Connecting into that heart center, allowing for that golden elixir to rinse through the heart center and all the other energy points of your body. Imagine the flow going through your crown, rinsing your crown, rinsing the third eye, rinsing the throat, rinsing the heart, rinsing the solar plexus, rinsing the sacral, rinsing the root, and releasing any and all heavy energies right through and outside of the root to be transmuted into love and light. Now the elixir is going to your cells. Imagine each and every cell in your body being rinsed by the golden elixir. And you'll notice sometimes your cells hold old energies, old emotions. So whatever you're feeling, release it now. It's okay. Feel it, let it go, experience it, and release it. All of that dissonance being rinsed away. All of the feeling of division being resolved and rinsed. Any distractions are now being washed away. Any pain you have, we're now releasing that as well. Continue to breathe in the elixir and breathe out anything that is not of your highest and best. Once your cells have been rinsed, watch them be filled with that golden light. And watch them glow brighter and brighter. And in these cells, as it's glowing brighter and brighter, we're going to infuse imperviousness. Imperviousness to all diseases, all illnesses, and all viruses, but also imperviousness to the energies, heavy energies of others, to the dissonance, impervious to the dissonance, impervious to the division, and impervious to all other lower level vibrations.
Please breathe.
Only
that
high
out.
vibrations may come through.
Push that out.
I
Move
would
the
like
body a little bit and allow for that flow. Anything that has become stagnated, just move a little bit. Let's move and flow on with it. Almost like you're swaying and flowing with that flow of the divine river. That golden elixir is getting every crack and crevice, every hidden spot, every spot we couldn't even imagine. It's reaching every single cell, every single part of us. As it completes with our body, it will begin to move into our energetic field and do the same cleansing. Every cell, every energy, every piece of our energetic cells are now being also cleansed with the divine golden light, golden river. Continue to sway and move with it. And we've been introducing that if you have a sound, to let it vibrate inside of you. And if you choose to let it come out, that's fine too. But let's just move with this energy for a minute and allow it to cleanse and fill with light and imperviousness. And once our field is clear, we now push that energy of the golden river to our friends and our families and allow for the opportunity for them to also have that golden river clearing of any and all heavy energies, anything that they're ready and willing and give permission to release. We give them also the opportunity for imperviousness.
Shannon, I'm feeling like there's some light language right now. Can I invite that to come in?
Please, yes.
Sean, you're on.
Ta Mehia Haeya Na Sana Nie I
Thank you.
I need some water.
So that was really powerful. I would invite everyone to do a few cat cows, stretch, get on your knees, stretch your back. As that information comes in, as the light codes are translated and delivered down to us, if your spine can't accept it, it will wash right over you. So you want to make sure your spine is receptive to receive it. And if you get other intuitive guidance, absolutely follow it. But hydration is key. But this is like a specific thing from Yeshua. He says, when he says to drop on your knees, it's not out of prayer or worship. It's to accept the divine light codes, the divine, the elixir, all of that good stuff. It needs to get into your 3D body. And as we think of the cell, it's a fractal, it's a tiny fractal of the larger system. So as we take a magnifier and we look at the cell, it's a complete community, it's a complete cosmos within itself. So as above, so below. So as we integrate this light code into our cells, it's when you are connected with your I am presence, as it goes into the cells, it's permeating all of those other levels and going all around the entire planet, the collective, the grid, everything. But it's so important to receive it within the cells. That's my 2 cents.
And we're not complete yet. We just did our friends and family, so we need to push out even further. So when we're all hydrated, we'll go back into the Golden River. For those who are already online, already ready, let's just tap back into that Golden River. Tap back into the energy of it flowing through us, flowing through our cells, flowing through our energy field, flowing through our friends and families and our loved ones. And as they become clear, we now move to their friends, their families, their loved ones, their collective. And then we offer this into the grid, this into every single person in humanity, every single tree, every single animal, every single piece of the universe that requires this clearing of the cells, this imperviousness energy to the cells. we offer this to all those who are willing to accept it. So it's like a drop in the water. We watch it in waves, pushing, as if the golden river, golden water, golden flow is now pushing out in waves to help more and more and more, to clear more and more cells. I want to offer also to the cells safety, security, and a knowingness of the love of the heart chakra energy, of what it feels to be loved and supported, what it feels to be the I am, and what it feels to be whole. Anyone else want to offer the energy of what it feels like to be, so that we can offer that to ourselves and to the cells of the collective and the cells of the entire universe?
Shannon, I want to offer a step along the way, which is reverence. Reverence. And reverence is when we kneel to our divine knowing. And in that way, we know for ourselves. And if we need assistance with getting into reverence or a waypoint of light, I would recommend each of us looking towards Shannon. And the vibration of wholeness is like a oneness. How it feels for me is almost stepping into my whole self beyond the 3D self. That's what I will offer.
Thank you, Callum. That's beautiful. Also with reverence, I feel in addition, we could add humility and I'm losing my words.
Grace.
My mind is going. Grace, yes. Ease, kindness, compassion.
Passion, yes.
I'm getting the 4 quadrants of the heart as we were doing the other day. I'm happy. I am fulfilled. I am grateful. I am love. And the declaration of I am love, I love you, instantly connects us to source energy. It's who we are, where we came from.
Thank you, Jules. And 2, I am light.
Yes, I am light.
And the other is I am strength.
Mm.
And pushing it out and out and out and out into the full network of this plane and beyond, all of the interconnectedness. As if we're giving all that is a big, loving hug, a selfless hug.
Mm.
I'm getting a funny vision. I like to add comedy sometimes, but it's almost like we're picking up each and every person that is sitting in this sludge, giving them a little shake and a dust off, and putting them into the meta, or offering them the meta. So we're plucking them out of the mud, shaking them. Yes, you got to shake them and dust them off, and then helping them to get out of that heaviness.
Remember, child.
I'd like to add something. When we were doing the Golden River meditation, I want to let you guys know I always have a hard time meditating, but this time when we're doing the river, I finally saw a sign says, "Welcome." They're like, "Finally, Tina, you met us. Woohoo!" So
Up until now, you had.
it's a sense of humor. I was smiling. I was like, "Oh, that's funny." It's like, welcome.
Creator gave me the Golden River quite some time ago. I was in Theta Healing. They give you this meditation that you go up to the white tingly light, and that's it, right? You're part of it. And for me, it did not feel complete. So I sat with Creator, and Creator says, "What about a lap? How about a lap?" And I sat there and I was like, okay, a lap. But when we're children, the lap is our safety, right? We lean up against it, we can sit inside of it, and we feel whole. So then I was like, okay, well, let's try this out. And I would go up to the white tingly light, and there was the lap, this golden lap. And as soon as I went into the lap, it just enveloped me with this golden energy. And I'm going to create a meditation that actually leads us all the way to the river. And then I was like, well, this is really nice. I really enjoy being here. Is there more? Offer me more, right? Because we're always wanting more. Mm-hmm. And he says, walk around me and you'll find the golden river. And so I got up and I walked around him, and there it was. And I had a memory from my time on the other side of this golden river that you get into and you don't get wet. It's not a wet river. It is a cleansing river. And when you stand up, it beads down you and comes off. It releases you. And that golden river has been a very powerful tool for me when I'm working with clients, or if I'm just working to, put myself back into a good energetic space. And so I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that, Christina.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I saw a sign that says welcome. That's interesting. I mean, it took a while for me to get there. It's like, yeah, I don't know how long I got there, but I was like, wow, I actually saw something.
Nice.
So I'm getting something so huge right now, because we're operating in this collective for the collective, and we have declared ourselves, I am the collective. That you seeing that for the first time and experiencing that for the first time is echoing out. It's ricocheting. It's like I'm covered in goosebumps, like all over. People are starting to have that expansion because of the expansion that's happening within this conversation, within this energy that is, we are intentionally sending out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
100%. I got chills when you said that too. You are helping to welcome other people, Christina. That's amazing.
Actually, yeah, in other groups, whenever there's new members, I say, welcome. So they're doing to me, welcome. It's like, oh, okay.
You're the welcoming committee, Christina. The way shower.
My guide's been telling me you got to meditate. It's just so hard. But Shanna, I like your soothing voice, and you're I like how you guide us through. So that was like, yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
So Christina, it's now easy for you to meditate. You meditate with great ease.
Well,
and
I don't know.
the energy, right? And I would also like to offer, I have the feeling that the golden elixir is the same thing as our liquid crystal.
Absolutely.
It is.
Different words, just different words. So however it resonates for you, however it flows, that's beautiful, right?
Right. The golden elixir was kind of new to me. I'm like, oh, golden elixir. But Golden River, I know what river is. I know what gold is. So I was like, okay, that's easy to imagine. But yeah.
It's
Hopefully
all
I can do
about
it again. Hopefully I can do it again.
Well, the thing is that you can replay this video and do it as many times as you
Oh,
like.
that's right. That's right. I can do that.
I'm excited to get at this video, and also I just want to say thank you guys for sharing the space with me, and also making that whole interaction with the hotel desk clerk and getting water and shit the most easy, smooth going experience that could have possibly have occurred. Like that was
Beautiful.
Shannon, are you getting that we're complete? I'm not getting that we're complete.
No, we're not yet. No.
I'm
this is all
seeing-
news that people enjoy.
get back
It's 12:12, by the way.
I'm seeing a lot of lights on the grid lighting up, going from blue, reddish, yellow, bright yellow light. So I guess that's good. We're lighting up something on the grid.
So many of you know that I use Slinky as a dance prop, but it is also an activation tool. And I very often will activate a space, I'll activate a grid, I'll activate geometry. And in the last 4 or 5 days, my crystal ball has come to represent the earth. Like it is so as we're doing energy work, it's like that is the whole of the earth. And so when Shannon just said something about bringing a levity to it, like bringing humor or whatever, lightness to it, fun and play. So, and then like dusting people off in the sludge. And then like, so I started to do this kind of around the crystal ball. And then it ended up being like just on top of it, but it's the kind of that cylinder like I was talking about, right? So it's like this connection that I was holding it on top of it and then connecting it up. And then I was kind of moving it around the whole thing. And it was like, because everybody, when I do this on a dance floor or somewhere, everybody loves a Slinky. They love it. So they're so receptive to whatever the energy is that I'm giving them. So, yeah, so I was just doing that, and it was really fun. People were like, anyway, sorry.
I like to put humor. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like to put humor into things because when we can laugh about something, then that is a huge release. And I actually, I toned it down what I was seeing, because in the beginning it was, you know how back in the cartoon days, you wanted to shake some sense into somebody. So you'd grab them and just kind of give them a good little shake. And so that's what I was seeing at first, is like, you're shaking them so hard, everything has to come off. And then I was like, well, that might be a little bit much for this whole thing. But then I was like, okay, we're shaking them and then we're dusting them off and then putting them down.
Sheikah said she pulled a couple cards during yours and Christina's share. Is now the appropriate time? Or
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
'cause what we're doing, I just want to let you know, the reason that we're kind of not doing anything at this moment is we're allowing for the energy to complete itself, and then we're going to go back in and do something else.
Okay, so I was just grab the cards that were next to me. It's coming from the activation deck. And as soon as Christina started talking, they were like, do it. I'm like, okay. So the first card I pulled, number 33, miracle. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Now, let me show you the picture of it.
Wow, that's kind of what we were
Beautiful.
doing, right? How
Yeah.
fitting is that?
Beautiful.
It's that pushing out the circles and the growth. Oh, I love it.
Can't make
So-
that stuff up.
Please post that in our group.
I would definitely will. 32, the Merkaba. The frequency of the Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to transverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic records inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve from our highest purpose.
I got chills.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
it is.
Chills.
Woo!
And the last one for now, 37, realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process, becoming aware of our heart center, our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression to the world. So there's that. I'll post them.
Amazing.
Wow.
I am complete.
I just love it. That was just fantastic. I mean, you could not have picked anything more, I can't even give you the words. You could
More
not have
that.
picked anything.
More than, couldn't have picked anything more of that. It's simple. We don't have
More
Um,
accurate than that. Yeah, no, that was perfect. That was lovely. I'm actually feeling called to go snag my cards from the car, so I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Ashika, you mentioned 33, and that is very significant for me because as a child, I told my mother since I could speak that I was dying at 33 and that I was gone. I was going to be gone and she was going to have to deal with it essentially. And I knew this as a very early child. And at age 33, I was diagnosed with a serious heart condition and I was given a year to live. And it wasn't a scary thing for me. It was like, okay, well, shoot, I got some stuff to do before, that happens. And the doctor pretty much, he snapped his fingers to refer to the fact that my heart would just stop, which I thought was inappropriate. But that was the only thing that created kind of this heaviness for me. And so anyway, long story short, I chose my path at 33. I said, if I only got a year to live, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to spend this year doing it my way, and I'm going to help as many people as I can. And I'm going to embrace who I am for this year. And I did. And my entire life changed. And that was several years ago. I'm still alive. And within 8 months, the heart condition, not mine, but the heart condition went away. And so thank goodness I am in perfect health. And, it was just something at the 33, that piece of me, whoever I was at 33, no longer exists. It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. How's everybody feeling?
Good. Ready for completion.
Yes. All right, let's tap back into that energy.
There's
But what I'd
Sandy.
like to do this time is go from the universal energy to the dimensional energy and offer this energy of clearing, of flow, of all of the amazing things that we put into it: strength, humility, reverence, all of that energy. Offer it to the other dimensions. Offer it to ourselves who are existing on other dimensions. Give that hand, that help, that clearing, whatever it is that our other selves need at this moment. But also, as the whole, offer that the dimensions are also part of the collective, and that they are also feeling the clearing, feeling the golden energy filling their cells. When you see that, if you're able to see that golden light, if you're able to see nothing but golden light, or whatever your version of that is, let me know.
Are you wanting a verbal? Because I have it.
Yes, I want a verbal.
I have it.
Yes.
Yes.
Once you see it, let's go ahead and create that infinity symbol. We're going to begin to have the flow become the infinity symbol. And it is open and available to anybody, any energy, any cells that would like to have this golden energy, that would like to experience the cleansing of the golden energy. We open it up to the collective. We allow it to flow infinitely through the past, through the present, and on into the future. When you feel completion, just say, and so it is.
I'm inviting in the liquid crystal light in this infinity symbol. It is intuitive and all-knowing, goes where it needs to go, does what it needs to do, heals where it needs to heal, cleanses where it needs to cleanse, delivers love wherever it needs to deliver love. It is available to all, and we consent on behalf of the collective.
So it is.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
California. Callum, I'm beaming you up.
Reading me a message. Is there feedback? Sorry.
Why is there feedback?
We just created a huge energy. I would imagine it's messed with the energy, just or the feedback, just a little.
Hello?
We
I
might
don't know
have
why this-
created a little bit
Like,
of a
why is there distortion?
we created a ripple.
We did indeed create a ripple.
I think we created, at least what I saw was like golden vestibules is the word that's coming, and I don't really know what that means. Of light that people can tap into, that people can access to get that flushing of the golden river.
Mm.
Have to look at that word. Good job,
I
everybody.
feel like we're missing somebody. Did somebody leave?
It's Sean.
Sean's here.
Oh. Oh yeah, Sean's here.
That guy left and went to the car,
That's
the one,
Sean.
Sean,
But there's
okay.
a box missing.
Oh,
Oh, well, it's
No.
okay.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Why? I just feel like there's something that left. And I'm not talking about Sean.
bad energy.
Well, what I would say is it feels really clear and light now, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like before. To the point where I feel we're complete. Like when we came out, I'm like, oh, this feels amazing. We did it. Like that's what was coming through. So
We
there.
did. Proud of everybody. We made the
Something was the
intention.
feeling.
Yes. Did you get our our point today, Ashika? What our nexus is for next?
The liquid gold, your meditation, and you said you were going to develop that, right? And put it
Yes.
in our. That's the action for today is what we did, and then for us to listen to what you create. So as you're making it available on this recording, the people who listen to it in replay will know to that's the layer, which is to do the meditation.
Yes.
And there's also something about connecting it to other dimensions, like starting rather than
Yes.
pulling it down is starting here and spreading it out.
And I'm
Yes.
I hadn't done it that way before.
I
Right.
was getting a visual of a sphere in the middle of the universe with the rod of our chakras, with the golden light running through from one end to the bottom end, and it just kept an infinity symbol through itself over and over and radiating into the dimensions. So hopefully
I see that.
that's what I needed to do.
Yep.
So let's make our intention that what we have done, we offer to the collective as well. For those who are doing it outside of this group, for those who are working in the same energy of creating this amazing shift, this amazing clearing, we offer this energy to them as well. We are there standing with them in partnership, even though we may not be with them physically, we are there in energy. And we are, what are we feeling? I feel complete, but is there somebody that needs to
Yeah,
say?
I still have a little bit of stuff, if you can hear me. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, cool. So I've got a little bit of sound healing that wants to come through with my chimes. And I've also got a little bit of tongue drum playing if you guys are down.
Well, we do have a time, we're supposed to be an hour and we're already into an hour and a half, and I know that some people need to leave.
Okay.
But could you
And-
offer that, record it and put it onto our group chat? We would love
Yeah.
that.
For sure.
I
So-
invited you to the Facebook group.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds good.
We would love to have it. So thank you so much for your offering.
No problem.
I would just like to offer thanks to everybody that was here with us, all of our higher selves, all of our aspects in all the modalities. I really, that's put stomping key to include all aspects of ourselves. We didn't talk about it. I hope you all invited your inner child, and if not, please pull them in at this time to complete that circle. And many thanks to all of the Ascended Masters, all members of the Angelic Realm, all members of the Galactic Federation, all of our starseed families, and thank you to the Galactic Council. We all work in unison for the highest intention, highest vibration of all. If anyone else has anything else, just extreme gratitude and thanks that we're all working in unison for the overarching theme of ascension and the highest timeline for all of humanity. However, people choose with their own sovereign strength.
Hey, everybody. Lots of love to you, lots of gratitude to you, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have an amazing day.
Bye now.
Recording will be
Thanks.
posted soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Yes.